Hey, welcome back to the Genuine Ginger podcast. I am your hostess, Mackenzie Quintana, and it's so good to be talking to you. This is helping me feel a little bit more human. I have been sick, so I probably sound sick still. My nose is very stuffed. It's not actually, though. It feels great. I feel great. I am actively telling myself that I am getting better, that I am fine, that I am getting better. If you're new here, I share the things that I have been learning over the last few years that have just helped me live a more joy-filled and purpose-filled and fulfilled life, and just helped me kind of become more of that vision of the person I desired to be most of my life. Still have long ways to go for sure, but I feel like I'm at least on the right track now, and I'm making the changes, and I'm doing the things that I kind of have an idea of what I need to do to be able to be that woman. And it's just been really great. So, as I mentioned, I have been sick. It's been weird. I won't go into too much of it, but basically I have like a head cold. Just very, very congested with so it's got, everything that comes with that, the sinus pressure and headache and scratchy throat. And it had kind of not been too bad. And then a couple days ago, let's see, today's Monday. I'm recording this episode will go out tomorrow morning. So on Friday, I guess Saturday and Sunday. So the last 2 days I was just feeling pretty crummy. And I was kind of feeling off the week before that, but was just kind of like powering through and still listening to my body, I thought, resting and doing what felt good to help me. And so by Saturday, I was just like, oh, this is getting worse. And so I took most of the day Saturday, just rested and spent the morning outside. I felt really good. I still felt, I was kind of cranky, but it wasn't too bad. I didn't think. I don't know. My kids might say otherwise. Can you tell? Before I sat down, when I just sat down, my nose wasn't that bad. I just got out of the shower. But in the last 2 minutes, it is completely clogged right now. So I am so sorry if I sound gross or just really whatever. It's because I am congested, okay? So I sound how I should sound because I'm sick. I'm not sick though. Anyways, so Saturday I was still, trying to stay positive and just do what I could. And then by Sunday I was just like, okay, this sucks. I am tired of this. I am tired of not feeling good. And so that was yesterday, and I ended up just kind of having several little pity parties for myself where I was just crying about not feeling good and, all the things that come with being a mom and a wife when you're not feeling good, feeling like you still have to, keep up with everything. And I didn't. Most of Sunday, I just spent laying on the couch. And so, things kind of fell apart, as they do when a mom isn't on top of her game. And I was giving myself grace for that, for the most part. Like we've talked about, just recognizing that there's times when you're going to be on your A game and there's times when you're not, and that's okay. And for the most part, I was giving myself grace, but I also was definitely not giving myself grace. And I was having pity parties, and I was crying about just feeling crappy. And as the night was winding down and it was getting to be bedtime, I was just like, I don't like to feel this way. Physically, yes, I don't like to feel sick, but also mentally, I don't like to feel this way. I don't like to feel like I'm a crappy mom and wife. I don't like to feel like I can't choose to be a positive and choose to, choose the thoughts that I desire. And I was getting ready for bed, and I was just like, I don't want to go to bed. And I don't want to go to bed because I don't want to wake up in the morning, and I don't want to do tomorrow. And I was like, that's the me of 5 years ago. I don't want to be that girl anymore. I left her in the past. And I was, I also giving myself grace and just recognizing, like, okay, yeah, this is where we're at because we're not feeling good. And that's just life. Um, but as I was kind of going to bed and as I, laying in bed and falling asleep, and then those thoughts kind of continued into the next morning when I was waking up, I was just like, I'm not gonna do this anymore. I'm not gonna, like, whether I feel good or not tomorrow, hopefully I'm feeling better, but whether I'm feeling physically better or not, I am going to choose to make the best of my day. I am going to choose to get up and make breakfast for my kids. And because the truth was, like, I didn't really feel much better just laying down. Like, the head and like, it was the same. Physically, I kind of felt the same, whether I was like laying down or like up and about. And I'm all about like honoring your body, right? And like listening to your body. And so like I kept checking in, like, do I need to be just resting still? Do I need to just be laying down today and like just taking it easy like I have been? And I never really felt like that was what my body needed. I feel like I said, I had done 2 days of that almost. And so I was like, I feel like I just need to like get up and move my body. And I realized that was kind of maybe not necessarily something that was physically helping me, but mentally getting up and less like going forth with my day as planned, kind of our routine and our rhythm, was so good, so much better for my mental health. And like, so we've been doing our day-to-day stuff, our homeschool and chores and whatnot, and I've also just kind of been taking it easy and again just like checking in, like, how are we doing, what do we need, checking in with myself, literally asking myself those questions, like, what do you need right now, are you doing okay, like, which I feel like that in and of itself is so overlooked. When was the last time you did that? When was the last time you just asked yourself, hey, how you doing? Like, do you need something right now? Because chances are you do. Chances are you probably need even just, like, it's probably something simple, like a drink of water or, a snack, or to step outside and get some sunshine, or, to just sit down and breathe for a few minutes or whatever. Like, it can be very simple things like that. And then, so we got through our day and most of our day anyways. And, I was just taking a bath. I was just letting myself soak. I turned on the water as hot as it could go so I could just hopefully just steam and sweat and help me get the rest of this out. Which I'm believing helped, even though I feel so, so blocked up right now in my nose. So congested. Anyways, but I was sitting, as I was sitting there thinking about just kind of reflecting on things, I made the observation at how, which I was like, duh, I know this, but how much our physical health affects our mental health, right? Like, I was physically feeling crappy, and I was able to kind of keep a good mental health for a little while, feeling crappy. But eventually it got up to me. It caught up to me, right? Eventually I was just like, this is dumb. I suck. I hate this. Life, like, I just don't want to do this anymore. I don't want to keep doing this. And it was a good reminder to me at how important our physical health is, how important self-care is. And I think that is something that I was really passionate about sharing about for a long time, is like the importance of self-care. And even though I don't really focus so much on that on my social media anymore, I still do, but I still 100% believe how much self-care can make or break us, essentially, because it plays into both, I feel like anyways, it plays into both our physical and mental health. At least when you look at, like, self-care, like, I feel so much better, even though I am still completely congested and like the head sinus pressure is still there. Like, I feel so much better just having taken a shower. I put on actual clothes, deodorant, like, I shaved when I was in the shower, like, washed my hair, like, just doing those things which for some people, that is self-care. Like when you're in this state where you're just surviving, which is how much like that was, it was a little bit triggering, I think, for me because I was very much in just like survival mode the last few days. That's another probably topic for another day. But for those times, and maybe that is like, that's just where you are in life right now, is you're just constantly in survival mode. So like those basic things of like sitting down and having a nice drink of water, or like, you know, some good healthy refreshing drink or something, a nice drink, or taking a shower and just like letting yourself spend time in the shower, feeling the water run over you and stuff like that. Like just those simple things can be a really, really essential form of self-care. Um, Other times, those are just basic needs, right? Other times, like for the most part, when I am a little more on the thriving side, right? And I'm not so much in that surviving side, um, like drinking water and taking a shower are just kind of like basic needs being met, right? Like that's just kind of what I do because I want to be healthy, right? And so in those times, like, um, I have to be a little bit more intentional about my self-care, and those times look more, you know, my self-care looks more like giving myself a manicure, or um I don't know. I honestly need to revise my self-help, my self-care list. But some other things that I have on my list are listening to music, like going for a walk outside. I like to just like massage my feet with some lotion on it. Like, yeah, myself, like me, give myself a massage, just like with some good music playing or something. Like, literally anything that could just help you slow down and pause in your day and just kind of take your thoughts back to yourself. Take yourself back to focusing on you and just like checking in with you and doing something for you that is going to remind yourself that number one, you are important, and number two, you can have joy. You can experience things that you enjoy. You can have joy and enjoyment and pleasure in your life, because I feel like so often we get stuck. We get not stuck, but we just find ourselves going through the motions of our day-to-day lives, right? And we forget to just take some time to just like I said, just like literally stop and like check in with yourself and be like, what do you need? What would be something that would help you feel happy right now, that would bring you some joy? And it can be something as simple as sneaking into the pantry for a snack and like closing the door and locking yourself in the pantry, not out of, I gotta get away from my kids, but out of, I am gonna take this time for myself to show myself that I love myself. In fact, I'll just end with this. I did a reel. I was sharing in my stories on, I guess it was I don't remember, Friday or Saturday night. I was sharing some new skincare that I got that I'm really excited about, and I'll share more about it later. Maybe if I end up liking it, I will share more about it. But and I shared how like my skincare routine at night, I used to hate it. I like, it was just like another chore that I had to do before going to bed. Like it was just like, one more thing that I have to do. And I would literally wipe my face off with a microfiber cloth, like makeup or whatever, I like, whether I had makeup or not, I would just wipe my face off. I would use the microfiber cloth to remove my makeup, wipe it off with a hot rag, and slather some moisturizer on. That was it. That was my skincare routine. Because it was just a chore. Like I just wanted to be able to go to bed, right? And two things happened that kind of changed that for me. Number one was I wanted better skin. So I realized like, maybe I should do more than just wipe my face off and put some moisturizer on it. And number two was I started to look at my time of getting ready for bed, which, for me was brushing my teeth and my skincare routine. I decided to look at that as a form of self-care, as a time that I could just kind of sit with myself and do something for me, do something to show myself some love, some, just like, hey, it's been a long day, baby, and I just want you to know that you're important and I care about you, and so I'm going to spend some time taking care of your face. Like, and just that shift has just made such a big difference in my life. And now I like almost, not every night, but I almost like look forward to that time that I get to spend with myself in the mirror doing some skincare. And I feel like kind of the same thing applies to makeup. Like my makeup routine used to be just like a chore that I had to do, and now I've chosen to see it as like a form of self-care. So even just that, like even just looking at the things that you're already doing, and maybe instead of looking at it as like, oh, I hate having to do this, think of it as like, oh, I'm really glad that I get to do this for myself. Like even I'm thinking like right now, like doing the dishes, like please don't count doing the dishes as your self-care. However, that is not a form of self-care. Let me make that very clear. Doing the dishes does not count as self-care. However, instead of it being just another chore that you have to do, you can look at it as, I'm really glad that I get to wash these dishes so that we can have clean ones to use tomorrow, so that I'm not in a frantic frenzy when it's breakfast time and I don't have any clean dishes, right? Like just simple shifts like that in your thought can make such a profound difference on your day. So that is my thought for you today. I am in shock that we made it through an episode without any interruptions from my kids, because I didn't even tell them that I was going to be doing this. And usually I'm like, I'm going to go do a video or a podcast or whatever. Please don't interrupt me. So maybe that's the secret. Maybe I just need to sneak in here into my office and just do it and hope for the best. So anyways, thanks for enduring my probably really nasty and obnoxious smelling voice. I am receiving any and all prayers. I will take them so that I can feel better. We're hoping to go camping next week. So, well, we're planning on going camping next week because I am planning to feel much better by then. So, yeah, anyways, hope you're doing great, and I will talk to you next week. I love you tons. See you later.